Hey, what is up, Internet? Kyle here, Slapshot Toys, doing another Hot Toys action figure review. Tonight we're going to be taking a look at the movie masterpiece, Star Wars The Force Awakens, the First Order Stormtrooper. Now, my amazing wife did give me this figure as a Christmas gift. She found an amazing deal on Amazon. Couldn't pass it up, so she got me for this one. I've actually been wanting a Stormtrooper in my Hot Toys collection for quite some time, so a huge thank you to her. Super glad to have it. I know that this is a little bit older of a figure, but I wanted to do a review on it anyway, just a little practice here and there. So let's get this out of the box and take a look at the Stormtrooper. To the light box. And here is the First Order Stormtrooper out of the packaging. And first thing you might notice is I'm using a black background. My wonderful parents gave me this awesome light box as a gift for Christmas. So I'm just kind of messing around with some of the settings and trying to figure out maybe like what background works best and what lighting and things like that. So I'm just kind of messing around. Like I said in the opening, this is a little bit of an older figure. So I'm just going to be kind of messing around with some of the stuff and trying to see how the camera picks it up. So let me know in the comments if you guys like the black background, if you like the white better. But my first overall impressions of this figure is this thing is an extremely clean figure. It just looks really, really awesome. I love the white glossy paint that they use on the armor. The way the white and the black just pop off one another just looks fantastic. But let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that this figure came with first. Taking a closer look at the accessories Hot Toys has given us with this Stormtrooper figure. First up, we have this standard base from Hot Toys. Now this is just the cradle base. And then we have this nice First Order logo right there. Now this is a very glossy platform, which looks really nice, especially when it kind of reflects the Stormtrooper standing on top of it. In the front here, we have the Star Wars script along with the First Order Stormtrooper title right there. We are given 3 full sets of hands. We are given these kind of slightly open hands. We're given these fist hands, the trigger holding hands, and then this one accessory hand that is fully open. We are given 2 blasters. Kind of giving you a closer look at the hands right here. These things are sculpted extremely nicely. I mean, the Stormtrooper outfits are very, very kind of basic, but I mean, this thing has some really nice detail. Like you get this kind of line work right there along the outside of the thumb. That looks really good. All the padding and stitching there on the inside of the hand looks phenomenal. It really kind of has that worn work glove leather-like texture that just looks fantastic. And all the stitching there around the padding looks phenomenal. Then you get kind of all that stitch work there around the edges. That looks really good. The really nice solid white plastic plate there on the back. A little bit more kind of stitch work there on the top of the gloves, and then you get that nice kind of overlapping white leather on top of the black. I think that just looks fantastic. So it's kind of limited as it is. They put a ton of detail into these things. And then taking a look at the main blaster, this thing is detailed and sculpted very nicely as well. You get like that nice carbon fiber effect there at the grip. That looks wonderful. You also get this kind of nice little texture, grippy texture right here. That looks really good as well. Now this does swing open. The rest of the gun looks really nice. I love the use of the white and the black. You get like the kind of little, I guess, like warning sign right there. That looks really cool. Scope looks really good. I mean, just, man, all that detail in it just looks fantastic, and I love the black, white, and silver. It just, this blaster just really, really pops and looks fantastic. And then the little kind of pistol blaster, once again, you get the same white, silver, and black, and then just kind of the little grip there at the bottom of the handle looks really, really good. And coming back to the back of it, that looks awesome. Just, I mean, all that sculpting work, and then the barrel actually has like all the little vent holes and everything. This is just an awesome little sculpted blaster. Taking a closer look actually at the Stormtrooper himself, this thing just looks absolutely immaculate, especially for as little detail as Stormtroopers have. Hot Toys just nailed a ton of detail into the figure. But looking here at the mask, I mean, you can get this like really nice kind of almost like carbon fiber effect there under the faceplate. That just, I absolutely love that. That's one thing that always catches my eye every time I look up close with this figure. I mean, you get like the little vent holes there. You get all the detailing all sculpted out. I mean, this thing, and the one thing I really want you to notice is just how clean this figure is. I mean, there's no bleed through in the paint. All the lines are crisp I mean, just the white glossy paint just looks phenomenal, the way it reflects the light. This is just a wonderful representation of a Stormtrooper. You get the chest plate right here. Once again, you get some nice sculpting. Not a whole lot going on, but it's a Stormtrooper, so there shouldn't be. Abdomen, same thing. You get some sculpting kind of here and there, but not a whole lot going on. One thing I absolutely love is this kind of like, I don't know, kind of like tubing texture almost that they've given him there on the under part of the arms. I think that looks really good here at the elbows too. It really helps it bend, and it bends very naturally, which looks really nice in the articulation. Shoulder pads are really cool, and they do kind of move with the figure just a little bit. I'm not exactly sure how they're hooked on. It looks like they're hooked on just by this like real small piece of plastic in there, and that's kind of worrisome if you move it too much, because they're going to pop off, because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot holding it on. But other than that, it means a Stormtrooper, you're not going to get into too many dynamic poses anyway. You get some like little buckles here. Those look really cool. Gauntlets look really good. Just not a whole lot of detail, but the detail they did put into it looks amazing. So yeah, so there's the arms. Coming to the back, you get the little canister back here. And then not a whole lot else, just a little bit of sculpted lines. The belt looks really, really cool. And then come over here, you get some of the kind of pouches and things. These are all sculpted out very, very nicely. Coming down to the legs, I love that leather pleather texture that they've given this figure. I think that looks wonderful. It really comes out on this figure, and it just, yeah, it looks fantastic. Coming down the legs, not a whole lot going on with the legs. Get some more of that tubing kind of texture there at the knees to let it bend. Some more little sculpted details. And now one cool feature is the blaster rifle. This is this section right here. The blaster pistol, I guess you would call it, is magnetic, so it just connects right there, and it actually stays very nice and snugly. So that works out really, really well. And then coming down to the boots, not a whole lot of detail, but once again, man, how clean this figure looks is amazing. And then coming down to the feet, and of course they give it just that little bit of kind of weather effect. You get that nice kind of worn leather look. You get the stitching there around the sole. I mean, for as little detail as Stormtroopers have, they put a ton into it. And then you get the nice little, almost like tennis shoe tread there with the Lucasfilm logo and Hot Toys. Taking a closer look at the articulation on this figure. So it's a Stormtrooper, so you're not going to expect too much as far as dynamic posing, but his head does rotate. He can look up actually fairly decent amount, and he can look down actually a decent amount. The bottom part of the helmet will actually touch the chest. That's very nice. Now as far as the arms, they do go about 90 degrees to his body, so a fairly good range of motion there, but like I said, I'm a little bit worried just with those guys popping off, just because it looks like they're held on very, very loosely with a little piece of plastic. He can move his arm forward about that much, and as you can see, you're getting a lot of pooling there on the back of the suit. As far as the elbows, there are, I believe, a double joint in there, but he can go about 90 degrees, so not a bad range of motion there. There is a little bit of a bicep rotation up in there, but not a whole lot, but it does give you a little bit of rotation if you want to get him in kind of a gun across the chest pose. As far as the hands, they do rotate and they do hinge up and down. As far as the abdomen, there is rotation here at the waist, just a small little bit amount, not a whole lot, and there's really nothing up here either. There's just a small little bit of an ab crunch, but not a whole lot going on there as far as movement. As far as the legs, you can do the splits about to that far, so not really a whole lot. And once again, you're getting a lot of stretching and pulling there. You can kick forward. Decent enough amount, not a whole lot. Once again, you're just getting a lot of pulling there in the suit. And you can kick back about the same. And then as far as the knees, they are double jointed, but he can only go back about that far, and you get a little bit of a kind of weird bunching there at the back of the knee. The feet do rotate, they hinge up and down, and there is ankle pivot. So that is going to do it for my review of the Hot Toys 1/6 scale movie masterpiece, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, First Order Stormtrooper. Now, I'm a huge fan of this design. I love the look of the Stormtroopers from The Force Awakens. So this is one figure I really, really, really wanted to get my collection. So a huge shout out to my wife who got me this for Christmas. I absolutely love it. And if you're looking for a 6 scale representation of the Stormtroopers from The Force Awakens, you cannot go wrong with this figure. You can find it for really cheap. I think Sideshow is doing it for $140 with free shipping. I think my wife actually got it off Amazon for like $129, something like that. So you can find these really cheap. They look awesome. I mean, it just has a real presence in my shelf, and I just love this Stormtrooper. So once again, that's going to do it for me this evening. I want to thank you guys so much for checking out these videos. Really does mean a lot to me that you guys are watching them. If you guys did like this video, make sure you guys go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. If you guys dislike this video, make sure you guys go ahead and give me a thumbs down. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this hot toy. If you guys own it, if you guys like it, if you guys like the design of the First Order Stormtroopers, or if you just hate the new trilogy or whatever in general. Love to talk Star Wars figures, whatever in the comments. Love to hear from you guys. And also go ahead and subscribe. That way you guys don't miss out on any future content. I have a ton, and I mean a ton of brand new hot toys all on pre-order through Sideshow. I know this figure's been out for a while, so this is kind of an old figure to review, but I have a ton of brand new ones coming. So make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to me so don't miss out on any of those reviews. They're going to be fun, and whatever else I kind of throw in here and there. It's just a lot of fun to make these videos, so I never know what I'm going to do. But I'm finally back, finally getting a review. Another huge shout out to my mom and dad for this wonderful light box. Also, let me know in the comments if you guys like the black background or if you guys like the white. I kind of like the black for figures like this, but I may try it with a Spider-Man figure I'm about ready to review and see how that one looks. But I do like the black. So let me know in the comments what you guys like, if you guys thought this maybe added to the detail or anything like that. Just let me know in the comments. But a huge thanks to my mom and dad for this wonderful light box. And once again, that's going to do it for me this evening. I want to thank you guys so much for checking out these videos, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.